How goes it, everyone? Welcome back to Minecraft Nostalgia. That's right, the series where I've been doing, or the mini-series I've decided to do, where I'm going back and I'm looking at the different SMP servers. Stutters much SMP servers that I've been playing on, or I have played on. Not playing on them anymore, obviously. Sorry if I sound a bit like breathy or nasally or anything. I've been sick. If you haven't been watching my videos, I'm on the road to recovery, thankfully. But I still am a bit sick, and it's fairly early in the morning, and I'm typically a nasally, stuffed up kind of guy in the morning anyways. Factor in being sick, it's a little bit, a little bit extra, so I apologize in advance. But anyways, into the video. So yeah, if for some reason you are someone that missed the first episode where I did the Castaway server, this one's going to be a bit different. It's going to be longer, and it's not that I don't have no care for Castaways. I just wasn't on Castaways as long, so I don't know. I'm not even sure how to explain it, but my connection to it is not as strong, and I'm still technically Castaway. The video is coming, or the server apparently Cube is looking at relaunching it, revamping it. So there's that. But NightOwl is something different. NightOwl was my first ever SMP server to begin with. I'd played on servers with friends, just like that you local host and stuff like that. But this is my first true SMP server. Shut up, phone. My first true SMP server. So it was a bit different, and it went on for much longer, and it was during peak Minecraft on YouTube. So kind of there was people always online pretty much for the first good chunk of while, and people just constantly grinding away. And even if they weren't necessarily super actively producing content, all of the members, they were actively doing things, which then they would just do kind of recaps here and there or whatever, right? So my pull to this server is definitely a lot stronger in that sense, just because of when it happened and how long it went on for. In terms of version, I got it on 1.88 right now. I don't know if that's correct or not. I don't know if we made it quite that far with this one. I don't remember. It's been a lot of years. It's been actually since 2014, which is how I figured out what version to maybe go off of. Is I just looked at the file, the world download, and I looked at the last time any of the files or folders were modified, and I got a 2014 date, and I just kind of matched it up with Minecraft releases, and now I'm going with this. So it's quite old. It's quite a long time ago. There's a lot of blocks that weren't even in the game, and a lot of building techniques that weren't in the game, and yeah. But this one's going to be a longer episode because I'm not going to go into every individual building. But I'm going to fly around spawn. I'm going to fly around some of the other areas. I'm going to chat about some of the more standout builds. I'm going to spend some time maybe chatting with about some of the members that, I have close ties with, or maybe, just different things like that. And just kind of, I'm going to reminisce is basically what it is. I'm going to reminisce because people on this server, while it was always in varying degrees and levels, they were friends. And honestly, quite frankly, I consider the NightOwl as kind of like a family. We bickered like a family sometimes, but more often than not, we'd make up as well. So we were kind of like a family. There was a large group of us. So I'm going to definitely do some reminiscing because some of us we aren't around her anymore for various different reasons, right? So if anything ends up sparking some memories, I may pause for a few moments and chat about it. A lot of running gags that are still kind of going to this day with certain members too, if I happen to record with them, sparked on this map. So we'll probably stop and chat about those as well. But like I said, I'm not going to go in every single little building. That'll take too long. This video is going to be longer. So in the words of Etho, get your snacks, I guess, or put me off onto a second monitor while you're doing your own building or whatever and listen to my dumb voice rambling. But yeah, it's basically I'm taking you along the journey of reminiscing with me. And if you've never seen NightOwl before, this will be your first glance. If you knew what NightOwl was before, here's a kind of flashback for you and kind of flashback to some memories to when we were all much younger people. Hi, zombie. Look at you down there spawning. I'm going to they're not going to bug me. We played on hard. But just to make them not be annoying, I'm just going to turn them off. That might have actually broke some things, but I'm not interested in playing the world at this point. I'm just going to showcase it. If you want to see this server, the world being played via video form, you're going to have to look elsewhere because I said in the Castaways on video nostalgia video, I don't have my videos anymore, unfortunately. It was kind of a necessary step to kind of get rid of an old channel, and I kick myself every day about not being better about backing my videos and my footage up, and I just didn't have time to grab them off of YouTube, even at the lesser quality they would have been, to kind of at least save them. But There is still some video footage out there from some of the members. Some members' channels are gone. Some members have scrubbed their videos as well. Other members, maybe they're not actively uploading anymore, so trying to find them might be difficult, but they probably still have videos. And there's some other ones that, well, I mean, I think it's mostly Cirque at this point, that would still be actively uploading today, and probably most likely, very definitely, still has videos as well. So if you've never seen it and you want to experience it via some video form, you can seek out some videos. If you want to kind of really get in here and walk around and explore everything yourself, I'm going to do my best to remember to put a, what do you call it? A world download with this episode as well. But anyways, that's enough rambling shenanigans. Let's get into it because it's going to be long enough. So let's get going here. So, yeah, you got right here, obviously standout. I forget what he officially called this. It was built by Cirque, but it wasn't originally here. This is not one of the things that was originally here at all. It was originally, when I first joined, there was a giant custom tree here. I think we were calling it the Night Oak, and it was just kind of representative of Night Owl. But it kept getting struck by lightning and getting burned and whatever, and we would repair it or what have you. But by episode 10 for myself, which is really not that long, because that's, fresh server, you're kind of pumping out episodes as quick as you can. So that might only be like 2 months or something. Who knows, right? It finally got hit, and it was a lost cause. There was no bringing it back, so we decided that it's time to bring it down. But eventually, Cirque rebuilt. He built this and kind of honored that Night Oak with this smaller version in here, but still kind of the symbol of it. And it's safely tucked away inside here. And this served multiple purposes. I mean, obviously, it's your portal. It serves as a protection. Atrium. I think he called the atrium. There we go. Served as a way for us to have our Night Oak, but it also served as kind of a monument for everything else as well. Like, there's our dragon egg there. And I believe this was the Abba Caving. Oh, no, it was originally an Abba Caving tournament statue, and then it got swapped over to the next event, which was Night Owl UHC, the champion there. So, and I guess that was going to be the plan, is anytime we did maybe a bigger event, and there was like a single winner or something like that, we were going to build like a little mini statue version of them, which was kind of neat. But we're not going there for now. We're going to fly around a little bit. There's the Night Owl symbol right there. If you've never seen it before, boom, it's also replicated there. But there it is right there. Nice Night Owl symbol. Right here. This actually, it's not something I built. It's a skeleton. It's a skeleton farm. That's classic, kind of like water elevator one. But there was an update at one point. Sorry, I'm just adjusting my chair. Good camera view there, right? There was one update. Get that, because it's not originally set to be this way. It's not letting me, so I have to do that, and then I have to do this. That's right. That's how old this world is. It still takes the old command to toggle downfall. But yeah, so I didn't build this. This was here, but there was an update in Minecraft at some point. I forget which one it was, but it like broke skeletons / their arrows, or I guess arrows in general, where for some reason skeletons were shooting while they were in the tunnel, even though you can't see anything. And there was also the secondary effect where arrows were staying. They weren't like despawning in blocks. They were just staying. So we had a bunch of skeletons flowing through here, constantly shooting at one spot, and the arrows would never go away. It ended up like killing the frames around this area. Like, you try to do anything on spawn, and it's like there's already a lot of stuff here. So sometimes it could be intense, and then you have like thousands of arrows, and I do mean like thousands of arrows, I'm pretty sure, just stuck in this block, just killing your frames. So finally one day, Cirque and I, and actually AJ was with us for a little bit, but then I guess his attention span wasn't there. I don't quite remember what happened, honestly, but he was helping us diagnose it at first as well. But Cirque and I went in there, and we figured out what was going on, and basically rebuilt the tower to clean out all the arrows. I remember doing some silly stuff, like stand underneath all the arrows while he broke the block to see how much damage it did and things like that. But that's kind of the start of where Cirque and I's like maintenance crew thing started. If you've still watched either of our videos from back then, or just like a new subscriber, and you've ever watched a video with the two of us and we make reference to maintenance crew, that's where it started. Just because we kind of started maintaining some issues on the server. One of the other things we ended up doing, we switched out the roads. They were different blocks at first. I don't quite remember. I think it was like those slabs and something else. I don't quite remember. It might have just been pure stone brick or something. It's been a long time, but we made the decision that like it would look nicer if we changed them out to something like this with a different like variety within it as well. So you kind of went around and did all that and messed with things like that. And anytime there was like, maybe something little broken on the server, you kind of you'd go with it, you'd fix it up. Or also part of the maintenance crew was prettying up the area. Like this is kind of my bread and butter. If people know me, is I do like this kind of stuff. I like to do I guess it's landscaping. Like I build all my stupid trees, like all my stupid little custom trees that make no sense, but I like them because they're weird. Like this one here, and I just put bushes and just junk everywhere. That's just the way I like to build. So I would go around and I did a lot of that. And it's not that only Cirque and I were allowed to do it. Everyone could do it if they wanted to. It just kind of became a little running gag that, we would do it. And we even have like an office over there. We'll get there eventually though. We'll talk more about that. But that's where it started. If you've ever heard it and kind of wondered what the hell it means, that's what it means. Post office, just a spot you can leave gifts for people when you claim things. There you go. You can see some of the names of people we had. This is definitely not everybody. Like there's more people. This was obviously built with room, and then it filled up, and then it just expanded. Do I have anything? I got some arrows apparently, and a lot of sand. Why do I have all this? I remember why I have this. We'll talk about that when I get there. Yeah, someone apparently left me some arrows or something. Maybe there was something in the middle. I don't know. I don't remember, but yeah, that's that. You have our own the Night Owl games. It basically was like the I know Wisecracker. I forget what they called it, but you're allowed to go like kill someone or whatever. Like a name shows up. Who's in here now? Silva, Gaming Gray. I'm coming to get you boys. Who didn't join again? Saito, P Raptor, Micro. Didn't want to join. Night Owl. Oh yeah, so you had to wear this specific armor. It was kind of a thing we said. You had to be wearing this armor, and you had to be using these weapons. Like none of these like sharpness 5 diamond sword type of things with like all perfect protection 4 armor, things like that. I think we were okay with like potions being used, I believe, but like you had to be using this set. You had to very visibly like wear this, because if you saw the leather cap and the 3 pieces of gold, you knew that person was coming to try and kill you. So it was kind of like a little even the odds. Otherwise, like someone might come over and be like, "Oh, hey, how's it going, dude? I'll stab you in the back," and we didn't want to have that, but it's fine. It was fun. It was good fun. Super smelter. I forget who built it. Might be Cirque. I know Cirque builds those kinds of super smelters all the time, but it might not be him. It's hard to say. Like I said, I don't remember every little thing. I'm not going to try and tell you who built what for everything. Why is the door broken? If I remember for sure, I will. Like this. I believe it was just 100% vert. It's the subscriber cathedral. Kind of like the Night Owl Cathedral, but more importantly, the subscriber cathedral. I think End helped him out here when they did this. Like, kind of, it didn't used to have all like the fairies and stuff like that. That was a secondary. And he even had, I don't think he even had the nether when I first joined either, or all the different variety, because obviously there was no andesite back then, right? He went in and kind of revamped it. But the point of this and why it was a subscriber cathedral is basically subscribers could have a spot if they were kind of like an active subscriber, always watching, leaving comments, interacting. Maybe they were on the fan server, because we did have one of those. We did have a fan server. I'm gonna have a sip of my coffee. Sorry. We did have a fan server, so maybe they were on there and they were a solid member as well. You get placed on here. We'd ask them what block they want, or like what they would want to represent them, I should say. It does not necessarily have to be a block. Preferably not. We were always like, preferably not a diamond block, please, because what the heck. But there you go. Cthulhu 2. Why is he on here? Should I put this back on? I should. Sponge. He was a member. Cthulhu 2, that's right. If you guys who know who Cthulhu 2 is, he eventually became a Castaways. Now he doesn't upload anything at all. Like, I don't think he's done anything for like a year. But the boy was originally a Night Owl. That's right. But yeah, so you just get your name up on here. Inferno, I recognize that name. I'm sorry if I don't recognize your name, because they're not necessarily all my subscribers. Some people did just have their own subscribers, where like, maybe people didn't spread around to different groups, but some of them did. So like you kind of recognize the names, or like they were so active that obviously everyone recognizes them. Sneaky, Peeves, like I recognize those names. Another diamond block person, Ashley. I don't recognize that name. I don't think it's not a very, it's just a name. So that's the thing too. Like, I'm not trying to say your name sucks. It's a cool name, cool spelling, I should say, of it too. But it's not like a Rasta Bob 13. Like, it's, you know what I mean? So, Madman, Bubba, Yeah, but wasn't Bubba LP? Wasn't I thought he was like allowed on whatever. Super Cherry Dude. Yep. Smeltscape. Yep. I don't know if I have any in here. I did have one. Shadow Madax. I'm pretty sure he became the member 2. And if it is who I'm thinking it, we'll discuss. If that's who I think it is, we'll discuss maybe them more in season 2. Oh, MB. See, there's Super Cherry. So there was some duplicates because obviously some people were just kind of putting up their own subscribers. That was the one issue with doing it kind of like you on your own. Obviously, you want it on your own, but then you get doubles as well. Smeltscape again. Madman again. It might have been a better way, Alex Pope. I think he's even still around watching Cirque, Alex Pope is. But what was I trying to say? Yeah. It might have been better to go about it. I guess this was Tiger's section, because I think that's a Tiger banner. So this is the people that Tiger was honoring, or maybe he was on this side. I don't know. Might have been better to have it kind of just it's general thing and you get honored. But obviously it's nice to kind of be like, I'm honored under Tiger's thing. Like he recognizes I'm actively viewing. You know what I mean? I did have one. I had Gaming Gray, I believe it was, added on here. And then like an episode 2 later, we decided to actually just add him as a member. So we took him down. This as a kind of like a joke. But anyways, there's that. And then over here, back to the MC offices. So this is the maintenance crew offices. Come on and head in here. And this is where Cirque and I... Why are all the redstone broke? There we go. Cirque and I operated out of. We used to actually have a cow in here. We would constantly rename after one of the members' real name, just as a gag. It didn't seem to bother them. It was just a funny lulz. But what you could actually do is you could write... If there was something wrong, maybe it was a redstone or whatever... You could actually write that down and you put it in here and then go downstairs, I believe it was. Pending contracts, we don't have any. Apparently we don't have any. Saito's request. That's right. Saito used to troll us like crazy. That one's by End. I don't know why that one's in there. Totally not a shredder. But Saito used to troll us by doing this. Please fix the row behind the cathedral. It looks wrong. Now, I'm not going to tell you how you should troll us. I'm going to let you catch on. Please fix the row by my tower. It is wrong. Want to go for one more? Let's see what's this one. Please fix the roads by the restaurant. They are looking misshapen and just plain wrong. I'm going to figure at this point you guys have kind of caught on how she used to troll us. There was never really anything like wrong with what she's saying. And it doesn't matter to us. It's funny. But yeah, she kind of used to consistently troll us like that. Maintenance crew. Huh? What is this? Welcome to please submit your phone. Why does that end up in there? Maybe just so we had the copy. And then yeah, we just had our supplies down here. Completed contracts. See, so we did complete contracts. Please, what does she want? This one. Can you fix the road by my restaurant? So I think one of them, and maybe it might be that one, there was a creeper explosion. So she just decided to tell us to fix it, which, I mean, we fixed it. It's kind of what we're here for. Got our nice Golden Delicious computers. But yeah, it was a fun little thing. It was a fun little... I'd like when stuff like that happens. I don't want to keep comparing it to Minecraft, but you know how Minecraft had the B team or whatever, right? I like when things like that happen on the server where like little running gags become a thing, and maintenance crew was one of them. There was not just this, but this is one I was part of, and it was a lot of fun, and it still is a lot of fun to even make references to it. Now here, this was actually Tiger. Now it goes by Shikes. Shikes. I think it's Shikes. I can never remember how he swears. I'm sorry, but I can never remember how to pronounce it correctly. He's still Tiger to me, damn it. He's still Tiger to me. But that was his original base. This is, I think it was originally a villager based thing, but then it became like shops. So you could come here and you could sell your goods, so like BT, Shireen back there. Mine is closed. Why is mine closed? Maybe I decided that I was going to change my shop, but I think I was doing dungeon based stuff. Yeah, horse armor, name tags. I probably don't have anything yet. Saddles, moss stone, records, yeah. So I probably let my stock probably sell out, and I was maybe going to change it, and that's maybe why it got closed. So people weren't going in there anymore thinking about it. But yeah, you just do that. VT house had cookies and stuff. And Silva had one. Who else had a shop going right at the moment? Where, not the moment, but when we closed her down. AJ, greatest deals of the century. 1 block of quartz for clay. Wow. Huh. You must have really wanted hardened clay, I guess. Wow. Interesting. Or no, you know what? I think he's selling the clay. Yeah. So 1 block of quartz would give you the 4 hardened clay. Well, that's not great. I don't know if that's great at all. Cirque's, give me quartz. Well, there you go. So you could go to Cirque's place. No, Cirque was selling. Yeah, Cirque is selling 4 quartz. He wanted quartz. Everyone wanted quartz when the quartz first came out. And when you're on an SMP, obviously it gets tough. People very quickly tear through things. Is this Saito Stories? Stories by Saito. I think that's probably what it was, yeah. Manager's office. But yeah, so there's that. Now, this crazy thing, it's wonderful, but my brain can't comprehend how it's a thing. This was Saito's tower. Saito Kind was her full name. She no longer a member, and not because like we kicked her out or anything like that. She just kind of disappeared one day, and I guess decided life wanted to go in a different place, which kind of sucked because she was actually a good friend. This is gonna be one of those moments where I might pause and talk about a member more specifically. Yeah, I was gonna say she was actually a really good friend. She's one of the first people when I first joined that kind of was openly chatting with me and kind of getting like maybe like a bit more comfortable on the server. Sorry, give me 1 second. All right, apologies there. My throat's still a little weak. I don't know what's going on there. I had some water and stuff, but still, I guess so. But anyways, yeah. So she's one of the first people that like I really like chatted to. Like I think the first person I was on like a voice call with was Vert. He was giving me a tour. So obviously she's not the first person I voice called with, but I think she might be one of the might be the second person right after that I ended up in a voice call with, possibly. Like when I happened to be on one night playing, just grinding away, not recording or anything, and I guess she was grinding away here, and we were chatting in like obviously in server, and then she just asked if we wanted to voice, and I was like, okay. And I guess maybe because we're both like Canadian, that helped. It was like a Canadian connection, like, oh, where are you from? What part of Canada are you from? Etc. Etc. And then just kind of just stayed, decent friends, obviously. And then, like I said, we were kind of like a family on this server. So there was times where I was going through some real rough moments, real rough times in life, and Saito was kind of consistently one of the people that was like kind of there to listen and or just kind of take your mind away, like play some games and get you laughing or whatever, right? But yeah, it was kind of a bummer when she kind of just vanished, but it happens, right? I guess sometimes people just decide that they need to make a change, and changes happen. But this is her tower, and like I can't even begin to understand how her brain was able to create something like this. And this thing is like rebuilt, I think, a couple times as well. It was never even officially finished. This was just kind of her project on season 1 for the year or whatever it was that it went on. Like she had it built up a bunch and then tore it down and changed some things and then redo it again. But yeah, I don't understand how someone's brain can think like this. And there's a couple other memories you'll see I mention, at least one more for sure, that like the way their brain thinks about things, like it was just astonishing to me. Like these are the kinds of builds that when I joined, I'm like, I do not belong on this server whatsoever. I'm not a redstone genius, and I certainly can't build like this. You know what I mean? It's like, why am I on here? Because it might look random and just chaotic at first, but when you look at it, there's patterns. Like you look, there's clear patterns, there's clear lines, there's clear patterns. Blocks are placed with a purpose. So it's quite, to this day, it's still the only thing I've ever seen like this, with like these kind of crazy tentacles and what. It's just I just don't know. I just don't know how it works, and it astonishes me that someone's brain could work like this. It's just crazy. This is another one of her builds too. I think it was supposed to be a hotel. I have no idea why it was shaped the way it is, but again, you see her brain does this stuff. Her brain, for some reason, was thinking about this. I don't know if that's ever actually finished or not, but yeah, it's just one of those things. It's just, what the heck? What are you doing? But this was the site of many hours with just groups of us goofing around, because her tower is very like parkour to kind of get up. So there's many times where you'd have groups of us on for a couple hours. Instead of building, instead of doing anything like that, recording, we're just here, just joking around, having a lot of fun. That's what I was saying, is it was a different thing. Like, we weren't necessarily on here just to create the content. We weren't here just to be like, oh, I gotta do a video again. We were on here because we just liked hanging out. And so you'd spend many hours having like little parkour wars, or getting to the very top and trying to jump into the slime block, and just goofy things like that, just having fun. And not goofy as in AJ, not goofoofy. But yeah, it's just the site of a lot of fun. Many hours of just dicking around, were spent there, faffing about. And then from one big like kind of personalized chat to another one right here. This tree belonged to another member, Wisecracker. Another bit of another member that's no longer with us, but in a different way. Whereas Saito kind of seemed to just vanish and slowly unfriend everyone and like kind of just remove the online side of her life. Like her channel, it's there, but there's no videos. So every single's private. Wise, unfortunately, is a bit more tragic of a story. There's no other way to like really say it. No sugarcoating it. He unfortunately took his own life, which was kind of shocking. And I'm not gonna pretend that like he was my best friend online. I got along with the guy when he first joined. There were some tensions and things like that, both ways. We never really like hated each other, as far as I know. I don't think he hated me, but like we didn't like hate each other. But obviously, when someone new joins and like kind of until you learn their personalities and stuff like that, sometimes there's a bit of a tension. But in the end, he was a good guy. Like he really was a good guy. No real problems with him or anything like that. And it was kind of crazy and shocking and sad when you found out the news. And so it's like when I consider I wasn't even like that close to him. I was close to him, but like not that close to him. I can't even imagine, because there's a couple other members that really were close to him, like super close to him. So I can't even like imagine how badly that must have made them feel. But it was the first like real super tragic, and I think it might be the only thing this tragic I think that NightOwl ever experienced. And it was just kind of like, wow, it was just crazy. So seeing this tree is kind of like, it kind of takes you back, right? Because I mean, don't forget, guys, this is a completely vanilla survival server. There's no like creative stuff on this. Like Wise built this by hand. Every block he built, despite us warning him about the original Night Oak and everything, he wanted to do it, and then he did it. And I mean, that's why you see the glass up there, to try and prevent some lightning strikes. But all of it's done by hand. I'm pretty sure he had a door somewhere, like an entranceway. Yeah, there you go. I mean, you can fly it from the top, but there's a whole inside that he was starting to work on as well. But unfortunately, he was cut short. So that was a sad day. I don't even know if Wise actually made it to season 2 before everything happened. But yeah, definitely if you download the world, check these 2 spots out, because these are like, there's a whole underground base, like her storage or whatever, and then I'm sure you could see some like things in there. They're just 2 spots that are definitely worth checking out. Over here, what else? I think that was just a gym that End was working on. So I'm not that I'm trying to ignore it. It's just nothing too crazy about it. Let's see. We'll hit this quickly. So this was just a resort. I think Micro and Chad were working on. It looked really cool. I just don't think it ever got a chance to get finished. We'll fly over this way though, because something with NightOwl is there was actually districts, sort of. As crazy as everything seems and kind of just all over the place, there was a bit of districts, sort of, in the sense of like, this was a restaurant district where restaurants kind of got built in. Like McDonald's, where I guess McNightOwl would be a better way to label it, but yeah, it's like a McDonald's, and this was by something else, but it wasn't finished, and then the member was gone, and then I think maybe Vert or someone finished it off, and this was a sushi place. Yeah, NightOwl Nemo. This was Saito's steak. Like, I like how it's like the tiniest sign this way up to steak. Not all things like that. So like a lot of people, if you decided you wanted to make a restaurant and have some food, there you go. This is kind of you didn't have to build it here. You didn't have to. It's just, it made good sense to build it here. Actually, this was the first iteration as well. I think. Let me see. This is Surf and Turf, I should say. And this is kind of when Surf seemed to really start building boats a lot more, which is a running theme with him now. He likes to build boats, some circumnavigators and stuff like that. Why is that there? But yeah, this seems like where he really started. I don't know if he had ever done them before. He might have, but this seemed to be kind of a turning point for him, in terms of boats and stuff like that. And then again, in terms of some more restaurants, in terms of districts, this was a modern Modern House district, which this wasn't necessarily a district when I first joined, which you'll see, because my first home on this place, which I absolutely hate. I was never happy with it. It was a completely different building style, but it was inspired by the modern stuff, just to try something different. I shouldn't have done that. I should have done something much different that I was maybe more comfortable with first. But I wanted to try and do something different. Like I said, I was never happy with it. We'll talk about it more when we get over there. But it's technically would be at home here in the sense of like it's sort of like the same sort of blocks. A lot of the clay, the modern sharp angle things. But it wasn't really a district at first until I don't even know what sparked it. Honestly, I really don't know. Maybe it was again B-dubs on Minecraft when he decided he wanted to do a modern house. But there was a period there where everyone was building modern houses in Minecraft in general. And it really started building this place up. But there was one under construction here, I guess. I don't know if this one's finished or not. Might be. But yeah, as you can see, modern house district, which is kind of cool. Some more bases. This was another member here. His name is not that he's like was. He's not with us, like member wise, not around anymore. But Beshti. He was another guy that I actually got close to early on in the server. Kind of like honestly around the same time as like Saito, Beshti would be on, because I quite often would be on either really late at night, which is when Saito and like a bunch of other ones of us on, which we kind of became the night owls of Night Owl, because like we were consistently the people on at night. But I could also very easily be on very early morning my standard time, because when I was on here I was working I quite often worked like early morning shifts. So like when I come home from work, I just hop on, and a lot of other members that were in my time zone or very similar time zones are either at work, maybe they happen to be sleeping or what have you, or Beshti, because he's German, I believe. He could be online because for him it was later already. So we kind of were just always, we happened to be on at the same time quite often. So we would just chat a lot, and we kind of like, in terms of like, you know, me being Canadian, him being German, we were kind of like Night Owl's version of Doc and Etho, I guess, just not nearly as talented as him. I mean, Beshti obviously is. He had an obsession with like skyscrapers, so he wanted to do like a whole skyscraper city, and I think he actually had a game in here. What was it? Was it like, I forget what the game was in here now, actually. Redstone Booster. What was it? What was the game in here? I don't remember. I remember we messed around playing it. It was pretty fun. So like, I mean, obviously he was talented. Me, on the other hand, not so much. But you know, Canadian, German, same. It's that's all we needed, right? But yeah, so he was no longer a member. I'm pretty sure he didn't make it to season 2 either. And I'm not sure what happened. Like why? That's another base. I believe it's P Raptors. That's a cool thing. Go check it out. I'm probably not gonna fly over there though. But yeah, I'm not too sure why he left. I don't remember. That's something I'm not going to remember, is why everyone is no longer around. Some people maybe just stopped coming online or whatever. We rarely actually like kicked anyone out. I think maybe that only happened, as far as I know, like once, and that was season 2. But I think other people maybe just kind of stopped playing, so they kind of just got unwhitelisted or whatever eventually. But yeah, we're not going to get into that because that sounds too much politics. So you got that. Oh, you know what? Here we go. This is a graveyard for 4 members. Rethical, Wisecracker, PMS Proxy. That's right. As well, if you happen to know who Proxy is, she became another castaway. And now she's like strictly a streamer over on Twitch. I think she's on Twitch anyways. I need a sip of coffee. Hold on. But yeah, so she was originally a member. Gone. Saito, I escaped. I don't know. I don't know if I know the full story behind this. If I don't remember, if it's before me, maybe she was a member and then she stopped playing, so they thought she was done, and then she came back. I not too sure. Dr. Paradise. Wow, I forgot about that name actually. Blue Charmander. I never met. Most of these I never met. Rethical I never met. Wogs I never met. Proxy I'd never met. Despite being on 2 servers that she's been on, I never actually met her. I've only ever just known her by name. Versus Cthulhu, I have met like once or twice. Saito, I do know. Like I said, Dr. Parasite, I never met. Blue Charmander, I never met. Neen, I never actually met, but I know who she was. 'Cause I think some of my original videos, she left comments and stuff like that. I think you can see kids are back in school, and I think she just never had time because she was a mom. She never ended up having time to come back. Arion. I never met them either. Cthulhu as well. Again, Jarbo. Jarbo I did meet. He's an interesting story. Yeah, I think he was a fan that got brought over, and then it ended up being maybe not a great idea. Shift Click again. I never met Tiny Bat. Actually, I think I did meet Tiny Bat as well, but not very many times. But yeah, so this just kind of was like a little, not necessarily shrine, but just a graveyard, I guess, to the dead members. What was that? Oh, you know what? I think this was something, I think Vert set it up. He wanted to do, it was like a time capsule. He got people to like write down like a little note or whatever and then store it, and then only Vert was gonna have access to it or something like that. I think he was storing it maybe in his ender chest or something like that. Like you left it for him to store, and I think like a year later or something like that, he wanted to like maybe look back at them. Obviously, we can't do that because I don't have, I can't see it. There's not actually storage under here. Like it's just dirt or whatever beneath this. But that would be interesting, especially now because it's been like 4 years. It'd be kind of interesting to be like maybe a bit nosy to see what I wrote and or other people wrote. I don't quite remember what I wrote, but it would definitely also be interesting to see what other people wrote as well. But yeah, that's obviously not going to happen. So that's a wool farm, like sheep farm, cactus, flower thingy. This is an Abba caving. When we did our Abba caving tournament. And then over here, so this is another district. This is like a farm district, so more or less. So you have like your flood farm, chicken farm, coca farm, pumpkin melon. This is beef. I guess this was mushroom, I believe. And then right here, Igloo Snow Farm. This was my first build on the server. Before I even built the base, I decided I'm going to be Canadian for the lulz. Let's go ahead and build an igloo because that's where we all live, right? Is igloos. and like I said, it served the purpose of being a snow farm because it was not a snow farm within spawn anyways. So it was just easy. You come in here, literally just hold your click with your shovel. It would create snowballs that would go in the hoppers, which then would go in here on either side, depending on which side it was. You see, fine Canadian snow. It was imported, basically, right? These are fine Canadian snow golems. So, like, it's different. It's nice quality. It's Canadian snow. It's better. What's this? Pure Canadian maple. Oh, that's right. I think it's just speed 2 potions. Yeah, but yeah, pure Canadian maple syrup was basically free of charge. Just like a have a nice day. Because, Canadians, we're just so gosh darn friendly up here, don't you know? Jeez. But yeah, so that was my first build on the server. I did that before I did anything else. There's stuff that way, and I think there were some couple things I wanted to peek at over here. So let's detour here real fast. Oh look, a Hooters. This was another micro build. I say another. I haven't shown you his first ones that were crazy, but this was one of them. But he's one of the guys that I was saying about. I just don't know how his brain thinks. It's amazing what it thinks, but I don't understand how it did. Like something like this, it looks very simple, but like it's just kind of there's like an illusion to your eyes where it's sort of like almost wonky, almost like it looks sort of weird, and especially look on an angle, looks sort of wonky. If you guys know what I mean, like it's kind of like, ugh. But it's like it's just as simple as like stairs. That's all it is. But the way his brain was able to think about that and like create that pattern with that texture, with just using stairs, like it was kind of like it almost looked blurry at times, right? Like. Maybe it's just me. Maybe my eyes are dumb. I don't know. It might not come across in video as well either. Sorry. But the way like he thinks about stuff like that, and you'll see his other build, that why I'm even more astonished with him. Build stuff like this, and he can build stuff like this so fast. Like it wouldn't surprise me if he built this in like a night. It really wouldn't surprise me. Like once he had the resources, he could throw this up in a night. He was one of the quickest builders I've ever known. When I know what I'm building and I have an idea, I can build pretty damn quick. This guy, he when you see the size of everything he builds, especially in season 2, when I actually joined forces with him, nothing micro builds is small. Even though his name is Micronique, Micro does not build in micro scale. But yeah, there's your Hooters, and this is something I didn't end up getting a chance to take part in. I was on the server, but I was still relatively new when this happened, and I just wasn't quite feeling my groove yet. But it was for Halloween, and it was a little Halloween ride. I'm not gonna ride it. Is this the entrance? It's got to be the entrance, right? Or is this the exit? No, it's got to be the entrance. Yeah. But anyways, you basically went in here and you could ride this the rail. You ride the rail. Yeah, welcome. I'm not gonna ride that though. You ride the rail and you go through like a bunch of different rooms and areas that are all like Halloween and spooky themed, and like basically the way it worked is every member was allowed to kind of build a section of it if they wanted. Like I said, I was still relatively new on the server and I hadn't quite found my groove with it yet, so I didn't really jump in on it. But the ones that are there, they're really cool. I don't know if the redstone and stuff will work for it anymore, but there were some cool little gags and stuff like that that some of the people did using redstone to kind of up the Halloween spooky theme. But it was really cool, really, really cool. So if you end up checking this out, see if it's still working. Fingers crossed it is for you, because it'd be really neat. NightOwl Halloween Cemetery. There you go. Look at that. 10/31/13. 2013, guys. 2013. Like, holy crap, man. Holy crap. So, I mean, that's what I mean. This server, this world was only about a year old, which I guess can get old in an SMP sense, but spooky sounds here. But like 2013, when you think about like how far back that is, it's such a long time ago at this point. It's just insane. Fishing hut, and now here we go. This is also the micro builds. This is what I'm saying, where like it's I don't know, man. The scale that his mind works at. His mind doesn't work at small scale. His mind works at massive scale. These pagodas were like, the pagoda here was already built when I joined. The wall was an addition he added while I was on. I don't think he ended up finishing it. I'm not too sure what the entire plan was with this, but it was definitely something. But again, as you see, he does not go small. He goes big, goes ginormous. It's insane. And like when we come in here, we'll go down. This is what I was saying how his brain works. It astonishes me. When you look up, the way the stairs are, like you think it's like just perfectly up, but there's twisty to it. There's a twistiness to it. You know, you spin with it, and there's like a weird twistiness while also being like square. It's so like precise with everything he does. It just astonished me. I was always a big fan of his. Like I didn't know who he was before. Most of the night owls, I didn't know who they were in terms of like on YouTube or anything before I ended up joining the server. It wasn't until I seen the advertisement, then I started checking out some of the members. I'm like, man, these guys are great. Maybe I'll apply. But like prior to seeing the application, I had no introduction to who they were. And then, you know, obviously I got an introduction, and then I got applied, and then I joined, and I was one of them. But he's one of the guys that, like, his building and his building style always astonished me. I was always a fan with how he managed to do that. I guess it's a nice farm. I don't even remember about that. And here's obviously another one that he was building alongside Chad the Squid Kid. This one was a cool one too. I really wish this one got finished because he started twisting it. I'm like, I really wanted to see how he did that. Just building like each layer with a twist. I think that would have been really, really cool to see. Yeah, it would have been awesome to see. But yeah, here we are in the desert. Chad did these. Chad was originally on the fan server as well. He actually is like real life friends with Micro. They like live in the same city and whatever like that. They're real life friends with Micro. And I became really good friends with the two of them as well. Like really, really good friends with the two of them over time. But Chad is also another crazy builder, dude, in terms of like speed and scale. He joined up, and I don't know which one he did first. But like even if he just did this, you're like, oh, wow, that's neat. And then he does something like this, you're like, wow, that's giant. What the hell, man? And it's basically, I think it's just a museum is really what it is. I think that's what his plan was for the big one. Yeah. This was supposed to be all the nether mobs. I remember there was a night we were spent forever, a group of us. I think it was like me, Chad, Micro, who knows who else for sure. But we were trying to get a gas in here, like building a portal inside there and then trying to get the gas to come through it. It was a lot of fun. What was this one? Magma Cube. I think they kept it despawning or something like that. It's all non-hostile, like overworld mobs. It sounds like he's growling at the sheeps. And I think he's got like hostile overworld mobs and like room for potential expansion. Up here, I think it's statues of people. Yeah. But basically little mini statues of everybody. Like Gaming Gray, I think that's who that is. Probably has it, yeah. Greg and oh wow, yeah. That's pretty. This guy, I don't think he stayed around very long. That Wise? Yeah, that's Wise, and probably Iggly, right? Yeah, Iggly, and that's Chad, obviously. This is, what is this, Blue Chip maybe or something? No, B-Rabbit, that's right, okay. That's Tiger. It's definitely Tiger. That's me before my current skin. I don't think I have room to take my armor off. But yeah, that's kind of what I look like now. It's like blue with like black jeans and stuff like that. I changed that. I think through season 2 I changed it, but that was my original skin, kind of just like it was like a blue hoodie. This might be Shireen. That's Beshti. That's the one I was telling you about, the German. That's Micro for sure. Yeah, that's VT. Yeah, that's who's that one? P Raptor, right? I didn't see he wasn't on that much, so I mean I know him. I play games with him and stuff like that, but it wasn't on enough that I'd recognize his skin. That's Saito. That's End old boy. This must be blue. Yep, amazing blue chip. That's probably, yeah, I was gonna say that's probably Cirque. Yeah, that's an old skin of his as well. He's kind of like more nautical looking. Still has his goggles. That's kind of iconic. I don't think he could ever get rid of his goggles at this point, but yeah. Silva, yeah, that makes sense. That's probably AJ, and this has got to be Vert. Yeah, I don't know if there's anyone else here, but I think that was his plan. Is upstairs. He wanted to. Oh, there is another one here. Apparently, Smellscape. Oh, I guess Chad was gonna start building his version of the Cathedral here as well. He was gonna start building people like subscribers or something like that. He was gonna honor. So that's pretty neat. That's pretty neat. Ouch, head out. Ouch. But yeah, so he was kind of doing like a whole nether restoration thing. Like this, I think this was supposed to be a parkour city. I think that was Michael really likes parkour. I mean, all of us did. There was quite a few times we'd be doing parkour maps, like custom maps. But I think these were all supposed to be parkour based, like little city, town, whatever in here. But it never got finished. This was Tiger's contribution to the desert whole desert like restoration, I guess is what we could call it. And as you can see, the dude can build as well. You only saw his tiny little house. Sorry, again with this tiny little house back in spawn. But once he started getting going, dude can build as well. Like a nice pattern in the floor and everything like that. He can build quite well himself. I think this was supposed to be like a Coliseum. Never got finished, obviously. And then this, I don't think we ever even figured out who was doing that. I think we had ideas, but I don't think we ever actually figured out who it was. It was just kind of a forever mystery. And it was just like, huh, oh well, someone started doing something. This is why I have all the sandstone in my inventory, because I was going to start contributing as well at the very end. I was going to kind of build like ruins, basically. And I was starting to just kind of get framework up. Obviously, it's nowhere near done. Look how much I planned to build or put down. I mean, obviously it was going to be more, but this is what I was prepping to put down. I was going to build kind of like a ruins type of thing, but I obviously never got around to finishing it. Season 1 kind of burned out, and we ended up relaunching. All right. Whew. Long enough for you guys yet? We're almost kind of home stretch. Get this out of here again. So here... This is Cirque's house. Mine is right there, that ugly thing. We'll get to that in a minute. This is Cirque's little cabin. And this is also the scene of kind of like the other running gag of anytime that we play a multiplayer game that has building, mostly Minecraft, but also Creativerse, between Cirque and I end up living beside him. It was an unintentional thing. I saw the spot. I liked the spot, and I don't think he really minded if I lived over there, even though I ended up building that scar on the landscape. But it just kind of became a running gag where I just ended up with settling next to him. Honestly, half the time, like maybe I didn't even like that necessarily wasn't huge in the landscape, but for the sake of a running gag of being neighbors, why not, right? Why not for the lulz? Make it work. But yeah, so this is his log cabin that looks really cool, really great. I think he had some really neat things in here, but again, you can come check it out more in depth, like the nice moose head and stuff like that. You can always come and check it out further for yourself with the world download. That's an ice farm. But then this is my home. Like I said, it's supposed to be modern-esque, but I hated it. I hated it. I think it's in like I remodeled it like I don't even know how many times. I think it was in the middle of a remodel as well. I think I was trying to do cool things with this. Like I think there should be the whole minecart in a bookshelf thingy, so it actually has storage. This has stuff, so I'm guessing I was in the middle of yet another remodel. I guess that was supposed to be a cupboard door or something, maybe. I don't know. But that was like 100 different remodels I was constantly doing to trying to make myself happy with it. And I was constantly like moving and removing. I'm guessing there was probably a painting there at some point that I was maybe going to change. Where's my chests? What the hell? I mean, I see these, but where's oh, I know where they are. They are down here along with one of the other. expansions we worked on. Yeah, put them in here. This wall was just like a flat plain wall. I mean, these weren't even originally there. This was just like solid, just two solid like rectangle basically caps. And I want to try to get more character into it, so I did something like that. Still don't love it, but it is what it is. But to this side was too flat, so Micro and I kind of worked on like a water feature. And I don't think we ever actually technically finished it. We got this far, and again, things changed. But I was going to start utilizing the inside as actual bulk storage. A little inconvenient to get to. Maybe I would have had something that made it a little bit easier, but I wanted inside to be purely aesthetic, but obviously we never got around to that, so didn't have to worry. I think we're mostly done. There's a horse track there. There's going to be stuff in this world that I probably don't remember and or I necessarily even know about, so like you're going to have to fly around yourselves with it to really explore everything. That's Vert's place. This is End's place, End Effect. That was actually a prank I did on him, where I did like a massive slime block, because obviously as you've seen, Eddins and the skin is a slime head, slimy boy, just like Chad. So I pranked him with a massive, it was like over 1,000 slime blocks, which it caused so much frame problems. Coffee, hold on. It caused so many framing problems for him. So I felt kind of bad, but it was also funny. But he actually liked it, and we converted it into a potion brewing place for him. Because it was solid slime at first, and then he kind of liked having it, so came over and helped him convert it into that. Nothing over there. No, I'm kidding. This is Silva. I believe it was Silva. Kind of like floating islands. And this is how you do floating islands. If you saw Castaways, you saw I was doing floating islands as well, but I kind of slacked on it and I regretted it. This is how you do it right. Like, I'm pretty sure this is 1-to-1. Like, you got the long spike, there's your long deep spike there. Like, I'm pretty sure he has it perfectly done, where like that would be perfectly fit in there, which is, that's the way you should do it. Like, he didn't slack on it, you know, like mine, where I decided maybe I was going to kind of go back in and do it some more, like, and try to fix it up again. But he out of the gate said, no, we're doing this right, so we did it. And it's really cool. That's Shireen's village, I believe. Another member that in the earlier days I got along with pretty decently. Kind of one of the first ones I chatted to. Let's see, some more farm stuff. I think these are built by Tiger. These like pillars, I think. Could be wrong. This was a museum. It was supposed to have like one of every block. Obviously, it never got finished. They started gathering, but I guess distracted. It was a big project. It would have been really cool to see, but it was going to be a really big project. So it's just hard to stay focused on it. And Iron Farm, which apparently still works, so that's cool. But yeah, they spawn there, they fall down, and then they take the little trip into there, and then they die. This might have been Tiger as well. I think he was trying to do like different like biome type of stuff or whatever. I think. Like, yeah, it looks like it's the end. That looks like it's the nether. I don't know if it was necessarily supposed to be different dimensions, because obviously there's not this many dimensions. But I think he was doing something like that. It looks like he had different colors everywhere too, so. But yeah, you can dig into it a bit further. Iron Golem. He pooped a sheep. No, he didn't do that. Actually, there's something I want to see if it's still here, because it was another big moment. I think that's AJ. Might be AJ's house, maybe. And I think that's Guido's castle. Vubs. Let's see. Is this actually still here? Do I remember even where it is? I believe another running gag that I can't believe I almost forgot about. I think it's here somewhere. Here. Right? Wasn't it? Weren't it? Wasn't it there? Did we change it? I thought there was... Wait a minute. Am I remembering this wrong? Could have swore there is. Where'd the entrance go? I could have swore the entrance was right there. There should have been a door here. Yeah. I have to destroy the mountain a little bit here, but it's fine. It's going. Boom. Is this the entrance? Oh, the entrance was blocked off. Okay, there we go. So there was supposed to be a little secret hidden entrance. This was another random thing. Welcome, child, to the sanctuary of Melon. This is one of those late nights where myself, Saito, Micro, and Chad were on, and we just kind of went nuts and like we became obsessed with the idea of like melons, like watermelons. I don't know why. Here, let's put this back. I think it shows like that, right? We became obsessed with like melons, watermelons, and stuff like that, and we just built like it's basically a melon. It's like all like watermelons and or watermelon colored things. And it's like a shrine to the watermelons, and we became like the Melon crew. Eventually, Cirque joined in as well. Essentially, the requirements for joining the Melon crew is you had to find this shrine. We never showed the entrance on camera. I think we alluded to things at times, but like it was just kind of like tucked in like that. So obviously you wouldn't be able to see this. So like this would have all been like kind of sealed in, however it was. Sure, why not? So it just looks like a normal mountain, but if you just happen to be swimming under here for whatever dang reason and you're like, what the hell's this, and you come on in, and then all of a sudden it's like, I've done it, and then that instantly means you were part of the Melon crew. And it became a running gag for a long time. We had like a little, when Skype was still a thing, that's how old this is. You obviously have your NightOwl chat and your different varying NightOwl chats, fan servers, etc., etc. The Melon crew also had their own little side one as well, where it was just us. It just kind of became a little running gag, and to this day, we still like a lot of times if we're doing like custom games, like if we're playing games and playing like like co-op games or whatever, and it's like you're making a private password, a private server world. 90% of the time, we use the password like something to do with Melon, and or the world is named something to do with Melon. Obviously, not exactly just Melon, but it's something with it, right? So, just kind of became another one of those running gags that lasted for a long time. It was really fun. Let's see. We'll pop in here real quick because we're just about done. Wow, that was like instant. This is obviously the Nether hub. I remember having to get these put in here because gas kept spawning in here. I'm not going to go down every single tunnel, though, because I don't even remember what every tunnel is, but you can come check them out. So, like, there you got Cirque. That's obviously for the Blaze farm, the Blase. Beshi. So that just went to his skyscraper city. I don't know why I necessarily needed it, but it's fine. Whatever. That's mine. Maybe we'll fly down there to end it off. But yeah, I don't remember where everyone's. I must go to the end, like the end structure, I should say. I would assume, like a stronghold or whatever. But yeah, so we're gonna go ahead. We'll fly through here to end this off, just to my area. This is again another one of those spots where I was expanding and I wanted to try something different than I normally did, and I just wasn't happy with it ever. Kind of was the theme where I was never happy with like my own personal stuff. But any build that I was working on with other people or messing around with other people, typically I was okay with it because it's like, I don't know, I just had more fun. I was playing multiplayer. When you're playing multiplayer, you kind of want to build with and work with other players. I mean, otherwise, what's the point of being on an SMP server? Obviously, you want to have your own project as well, but the fun comes from like just messing around with other people or working with other people, helping them out, whatever, right? But anytime I tried to work alone, like I said, I was constantly trying to do something different, and I never ended up happy with it. And this was just another one of those projects that, I mean, I started it towards, I think, the tail end of the server too, so we kind of ran out of time and motivation. It was like, why finish it? But I also wasn't super happy with it either. Man, what's this weird stutters every once in a while? That's weird. Why is that? Netherrack. Okay, we're in now. Okay, let's get this out of here. So you go on up. Obviously, I didn't finish this room down here either, but this is how you get here. You boop the button. Floor opens up for you. And I'm pretty sure it closes by just doing that when you go out the door. Let's get rid of the rain. Why is there a hole? That's weird. So that's how when you leave, it closes for you. I wanted to have like a town out here, and this was kind of like going to be the town square type of thing. This was going to be like a docks at some point. Like I stalled for a while, and this got put in place. It was like, okay, I got excited, and then we stopped. I actually wanted to dig a bit into the mountain here, or into the hill, like the land, and kind of like have this damp, dank, gross, like cavern area where you could also have some like merchants as well, maybe like selling some shady things or just fish or who knows what, right? Just kind of trying to think like old school where they didn't have like standards. That was kind of the idea, and I just, like I said, I can never get motivated because that's what we just came out of, by the way. It was a lighthouse. That's right. I did lighthouses before Cirque became obsessed with them. But now he does them 100 times better, and I'm like, oh, I never want to see another lighthouse again. Basically because of this one, because I was just never happy with it. I wish, I don't know, I wish maybe I did a different color, maybe gray or something. I don't know. Again, I was just trying to use blocks that I rarely used, and quartz had come out, and it was like, let's try to use quartz. And it was like, I was just never happy with it. And I just actually remembered something. Chevalier in here. How was that, Rich Boy? Kind of. Nowhere near. I'm pretty sure Cirque was like had probably double this. I'm pretty sure this, if I remember correctly, go in here. If I do that, yes. So I wanted to have like kind of like a sneaky key to get back into the basement, like to kind of go in and out. Obviously, eventually this wasn't going to be here anymore. So I think it was VT. I got to wire that up for me because if you didn't know, I'm pretty sure they still are. Every record kind of has a different redstone output, so it was a very specific record. And I think it's only this one that does it as well. Like, I think these are here just as like a decoy kind of symmetry type of thing. Because I mean, if you have just one, it's gonna kind of be obvious. If you have all of them, it might be. I mean, this one's close, so might be your first you try, but at least it's, you know, blends in a bit. But yeah, it was just, so it was like a little sneaky thing that I got him to wire up just for some funsies. And then since we're here, End was actually going to be a neighbor because I was going to actually kind of spread all through into this mountainside, this mountain range. But then I downscaled and I said, I'm just going to do here and maybe on the side of the mountain. So he asked if he could kind of use inside this. It was hollow in here. It looks like he squared it up for some reason a bit more. I don't remember what he was planning, but he kind of liked the mountain range and asked if he could use it. And I said, yeah, go ahead, go for it. I don't care. As long as I get this side of the mountain, kind of like this mountain face basically, and then this area here, kind of where I was planning on building, but I never got around to it. But that's about it. I think that's really honestly at this point that we really need to see. Like I said, at this point, I would just, if you want to see more and you want to get more in depth and you want to explore the world yourself, download the world, load it up. Like I said, I'm on 1.88. I don't know if I definitely wouldn't go to 1.9. We weren't there. And 1.8 might be pushing it. It might have only been like a 1 or 8.8, I should say, might be pushing. It might be only an 8.7 possibly. I don't know for sure. But load it up on an old school one and fly around and check out all the different tunnels and get in there and see the builds of everyone if you were wanting to do it. Because like I said, I flew around relatively quickly, and this is probably still almost an hour-long video at this point, which I do again. I apologize, but you know, I wanted to reminisce and look around and share some stories and just chat with you guys, because it feels good being on this world. It does, like I said, because it was my first SMP, and there was a lot of good times. A lot of, like I said, like a family. A lot of just laughing, joking, hanging out, just having a lot of good times, a lot of good fun. You know, like I said, the times where things got dark for me at periods of time. Quite a few of these members were there for me, and you know, and helped me through a lot of really rough stuff. And you know, obviously, I didn't mention every single member that we've ever had, but like, there's plenty of them that I got close with, and there's plenty that I would love to catch up with, but some of them they kind of just disappeared. I guess they get on with life, and YouTube wasn't working out for them, wasn't worth the effort for them anymore. They just got too busy or whatever, and a lot of them are just kind of not around anymore. But it would be a lot of fun to kind of catch up. But yeah, that's world. That's season 1. We're gonna do season 2 next. To kind of close out the nostalgia series, probably. I don't think I'd have anything else to be nostalgic about, really. So we'll do season 2 to close it out. Season 2 is probably not going to be quite as big as this, because the world itself didn't get as big. But it'll still be a fairly long one with some decent memories as well, because for a while there, it was also a lot of fun. A lot of fun. This was a good group of people. You know, we had like live streams for charity, Rune Raiders, that would go for like 24 hours or even 48 hours or something like that. Just kind of people would be tagging in and out who was actually doing the stream. It was a lot of fun. You know, maybe I might be biased, but I always felt like Minecraft kind of like stole the show from any other server out there that could have been. And I personally feel that Night Owl kind of deserved a place at the top, but we just never got the exposure needed. But when you see some of the builders we have on here and some of the personalities we had on here and the dedication a lot of the members had in the early days, I feel like we really deserved a lot more attention than we ever got. Like I said, maybe I'm biased, but when I just see that, when I see some of these builds and I think back, and it's like we deserved a lot more. And but like I said, Minecraft kind of exploded into this giant because they had a lot of great personalities, a lot of great builders, and all that as well. And they just kind of stole the spotlight. If you were playing Minecraft, you were never going to be as great as Minecraft type of thing. and it sucks. But I still had fun, and I'm glad I had the chance to be part of Night Owl. I really am, because like I said, I'm friends with a lot of these people. So made some like lifetime friends basically. So long as there's a presence to be had online, I'll be friends with these people, and it's really great. But anyways, thanks for dealing with me in this long, boring, blah, nostalgic trip down memory lane. Again, sorry if it was too boring for you, but let me have it. But anyways, thanks for watching. If you've made it this far, if you have and you're new, make sure to subscribe. I would love to have you on the channel. Love to hear from you. I get some input. And even if you're not new, thanks for also being here still. And I guess we'll see you in the next video.